Hello. Today we explore the topic which is online instruments for language teaching. Our objectives are as follows. Participants will get acquainted with a range of online apps suitable for both distance and face-to-face classes. Participants will estimate the strong points of online apps and select the best resource to achieve their lessons objectives. Participants will create an online worksheet using a chosen app to select the best resource to use their teaching plan. Divided all online instruments into three categories. Instruments to introduce new material like live worksheets, Quizlet and Vice.me. Instruments for teamwork like Padlet and Bamboozle, and online testing platforms such as TeacherMate and Quizzes. Let's look more closely at live interactive worksheets. First, you go to your browser and type in liveinteractiveworksheets.com and register for the app. Here you can see the starting page. To register, you need your email address or a username and think of a password. After the registration, you log in and see the starting page with a top bar menu, which consists of live interactive worksheets, a wide collection of resources created by other users. These worksheets are easy to share. You can also choose to share your worksheets created by you. Next button is Make a Worksheet button, which contains a tutorial, both as a text and as a video. You can choose whichever you prefer. And then Make Your Worksheet button, where you go when you want to create yours. What I like about live interactive worksheets is that they allow you to combine a vast majority of resources on one page. Can be videos, audios, different activities like matching, dragging, or gap filling. You can share your worksheet with a link or download it as a PDF page and have it on your computer just in case. You can share it in Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom. On the left sidebar menu, you can see what options this app suggests for your worksheets. Drop down select boxes, check boxes, drag and drop, word searches, speaking activities, open-ended activities. As I previously mentioned, you can insert video and audio file into your worksheets. These worksheets are useful for the reinforcement of the material covered in class. You add some grammar reference material to your worksheet and activities to practice it. You can use these worksheets for a flipped classroom by asking students to read and do the task at home, and then you discuss everything in class. After completing the task on live interactive worksheet, instruct your student to press Finish button at the end of the page and then Check My Answers button in the opening menu. In the top right corner of a worksheet, students will be able to see their score. They are able to see their mistakes, which they can discuss with the teacher later. Our next resource or an app is Quizlet. Quizlet is a set of self-created online flashcards. Type the word Quizlet in Google search, then choose Quizlet Learning Tools and Textbook Solutions. When you register, you will be able to create your own flashcards with the new vocabulary you want to introduce. Press Create button at the top bar menu, and in the drop-down menu, choose Create a new study set. In the menu which opens, type the title of your activity and start typing in the words with translations, definitions, and pictures. Here you can see what Quizlet looks like after you created your study set. It provides you with different options. You can introduce the words by flipping them from the picture or definition to an English word or vice versa. You can choose a study mode or a learning mode where you have to go through the words lots of times. You can choose a test mode and check what you or your students have learned, or you can choose to play a matching game with your students by dragging the pictures or definitions to the words. While doing the matching, the card turns green and disappears. If the answer is wrong, the card acquires a red frame and allows you to retry. On the right, you can see the example of the test activity, what it looks like. A test includes true-false activities or type-in activities. A great advantage of Quizlet is that it has a mic sign in the left top corner, which allows you to listen to the pronunciation of a new word, which is quite useful for the younger students who can learn the words without parents' support. Mostly, I use Quizlet for vocabulary work. Next interactive tool is Wiser.me. It is a resource which allows you to create an interactive worksheet as well. Type wiser.me in Google search and you will be redirected to the page which you see on your screen. The first thing to start with is, of course, registration. It is necessary for every resource. When you press plus to create your worksheet, you can choose from a wide range of background templates for your worksheets. To register, you choose I'm a teacher button. For students, as they also need to register, you recommend I'm a student button and proceed for the process of registration. Let us have a look at what types of activities wiser.me suggests to choose from. There are open-ended questions, multiple choice, matching activities, drawing, word search puzzles, etc. You can choose one type of activity or you can combine different activities on one worksheet. You can embed your worksheet into your site or share it through the link. The app allows you to use a microphone and record your voice instead of typing in the task. Here you can see the sample of my worksheet, which contains a video and a task. On the same worksheet, activity number 2 is to type in the answers. Here on the left, you can see the example of the matching activity and on the right, the example of an open-ended question. When the students do the task and type in the answers, you will be able to check it. Wiser.me allows you to use different activities, different tools to help students master the language. When students do the task, they also need to register, but they do it by choosing I'm a student button. I use this resource for the introduction of new material as well as for controlled practice. Our next app is Padlet. It is a great resource for common work or teamwork. It is an interactive whiteboard which supports audio, video, pictures, and texts. It requires registration as any other app and has a free and a paid version. A free version of Padlet allows you to create free interactive boards. It is not many, but you can save the information from your board and use it for other projects. If you type Padlet in Google search, you will be redirected to the page with the green and pink Padlet logo. Go through the sign-up process. A start page allows you to choose one of the numerous templates as a background for your board. Choose the one which you like and give your board a name. On this slide, you can see what my interactive board looks like. I try to teach students creative writing. I posted a task and shared a link with my students. The task was to predict and write about the future and how they see it, covering specific points mentioned in the task. Students could choose a picture to illustrate their piece of writing. With the help of the right sidebar menu, you can choose different settings. You can make your board private or public. You can allow students to comment on the works of their classmates. Students are free to choose between the video, audio, or text format they use to complete the task. To be able to start work, students also need to go through the process of registration. If they plan to use Padlet for their phones, they need to upload an app from the Play Market. To start work, it is enough to press a plus sign button on the board and choose the format of their message from the suggested menu. Their message is automatically saved. Another resource which I use for teamwork is Bamboozle. I use it in class for revising the material as a team competition. Type the word Bamboozle in Google search and choose Bamboozle. The most fun classroom games. You will be redirected to the start page where you sign in. To create your game, press the game button in the top left corner. You can use the games created by other teachers or create your own. So, to create your game, press plus game button. The starting page will open where you have to insert the title, the description, and the language of your game. You can choose to make it private or public. If you want to share with other teachers, make it public. You can type in the vocabulary or grammar items you need to practice. Choose proper pictures and push Make a Game button. To be able to play your game, you have to open it from your page either in class or online during online lessons. To be able to play Bamboozle in teams, you choose a mode. For example, classical mode creates teams which are able to compete one against the other. The teams in turn choose the number of the questions to be answered. You can check it. If the answer is right, you press the green button. If the answer is wrong, you press the red button. The students can see the answers and compare them with their own ones to make sure that their answers are right. The number of points are automatically added to the team scores. These kind of games are useful because you practice vocabulary and grammar that you have covered during the lessons. They are engaging as they involve competitions which students like very much. The last point to be covered is testing platforms, as it is important to check the knowledge of our students now and then. The platform which I chose is TeacherMade. It is a paid platform. I discovered it 2 years ago when it was free, and I have been using it ever since. The great advantage of this app is that you can turn any Word document, a PDF document, or a picture into an interactive automatically checked test. To be able to use it, type TeacherMate in Google search and register using your email. Choose a username and a password for your account. Sign in and start creating your test. To make my interactive test, I use the tests from the test kit suggested by the textbook Eyes Open. You upload the document to the site. As it consists of several pages, I am suggested to choose whether to include all of them or some of them into my test. When I open the page of my test, I can choose from a wide range of tasks like an open answer, which you will be able to check, short answers like yes or no, multiple choice answers, matching activity, hotspot, where students can mark the spot on the picture, for example, a map. The teacher can set the task by using their voice through a mic sign and add the link to the video or to a picture. For the first task of my test, I chose Add Short Answers type of the task. When I press Edit button to insert the answers I need, I have some options for an answer. For example, I can choose to ignore capital letters or punctuation for a longer sentence in students' answers. My test is created. I can share a link with my students and wait for the submissions. The picture in the right bottom corner shows the submitted works of the students. I can open each individual submission. For example, I can choose to add some points to the students' partially correct answers. Students will be able to see their marks when the teacher returns their submissions. The last resource to investigate is quizzes. It helps us create interactive tests. So type quizzes in Google search and go through the registration process. Choose the Sign Up button in the top right corner. On the page which opens, choose the Create button. You will be redirected to the menu where you can choose the type of tasks for your quiz. Choose Create a quiz. You can add questions from the quiz bank or you can type in your own ones. On this page, you can see what type of questions you are suggested. Multiple choice, matching, recording, fill in the blanks, drawing, and open-ended questions. Choose which type of questions you would like to give to your students. When you are ready with them, preview your questions. Press the Finish Editing button. Your quiz is ready now. You can share it with the help of a link. You can copy a link and send it to your students, or you can invite them via their email addresses. The quiz is ready. Happy teaching!